Hi, gang. This is Ralph here, and I'm here to talk about a movie that has impacted my life greatly. It actually was produced back in 1991, directed by Michael Tolkien, and it starred Mimi Rogers as Sharon and David Duchovny as Randy. You know him probably from the X-Files show. Um, it was a great movie. I actually saw it 3 times in one week. I had to travel an hour to a theater that was showing it because nobody else wanted to show it. It was very controversial at the time. It was entitled The Rapture, and of course dealt with the rapture, but it was a little bit edgy for most audiences. Had a lot of um, sex scenes, a lot of questionable content, but the theme and the message was profound, and the ending was phenomenal. I wouldn't exactly call it a positive experience. In fact, it was probably one of the more tragic movie-going experiences I ever had. Cinematically, it was dark. It left people in the theater scratching their heads. I actually saw a couple people, a couple men crying at the ending, and which I will show to you as we end this broadcast here. But um, it was a great movie. Even though it didn't affect me positively, it had a positive impact on my life. It wasn't a feel-good movie by no means, but it really allowed me to question my place in life at that time. Of course, that was 25, almost, yeah, it was 25 years ago. So it allowed me to understand where I was at that point in my life. I always wanted to be a screenwriter. I never really had the ambition at that point. But this movie really kicked things in gear for me, and it made me take my craft and my art seriously. In fact, it directly impacted and influenced my current movie, One, the motion picture. I'm putting up a little screenshot for you here, starring Ian Ziering and Lance Hendrickson. We're in the funding stages now, and of course, the impact I hope will be the same with this film, the film that I'm making. It's a little bit different ending, but the influence is quite apparent. And the funny thing is, Michael Tolkien, who directed The Rapture, isn't even a Christian that I know of. Uh, but I feel that this film encapsulates, encompasses Christian principles, our place in the universe, our place in God's kingdom, and most importantly, our role in the coming kingdom, the end of times. Um, and to me, I have nothing against romantic comedies. I have nothing against dramas. I have nothing against movies that make you feel good. Um, but I'm into shock therapy. I'm into the Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, that type of material that leaves the viewer questioning, questioning his place, her place in life, and questioning the truth and what is out there and what can we expect after we pass away and what can we expect when God returns to earth. And that's the kind of film, that's the kind of films and TV content that I want to produce. Uh, this movie is incredible. Like I said, it probably wasn't very well received in evangelicals because of its questionable content, but I think it has a place and has a place in how we interpret the end times. Everybody interprets it a little bit differently, especially the afterlife and what was so profound about the ending. And I don't want to ruin it for you. I don't want to spoil it for you. You'll see it in a few minutes. But um, is that there was a presence of heaven, even though the person, the main character, um, chose not to enter the heavenly realm. It was there and it was portrayed as something beautiful. And to me, that's more poignant than any image of hell. You have the typical symbolic images of hell with devil and his pitchfork and flames and demons, and that's all well and good, and that's enough to scare people. But to really think about what heaven or what hell must be really like in terms of not being allowed into the heavenly realm, being able to see it, being able to hear the laughter inside and the joy, and not being able to participate in it. To me, that's more poignant than any other image we can conjure up on the severity of hell, is being separated from God, and to me, that's what hell truly means. It's a separation from God. But without further ado, I'm going to present the scene to you. Let me know what you think, and I'll come back afterwards for a few final comments. Thanks.
Mom? Hi, Mom.
Is this hell?
Hello, Mary?
Is that your daughter?
Mary, where are you?
I'm here.
Where are we?
You know when you hear those songs about the river that washes away all your sins? Well, here it is.
We're in heaven. Why are we in heaven?
We're not in heaven. Heaven's over there.
I can't see it.
It's there. If you love God, it's there. Foster, do you love God for giving you the gift of life?
Yes.
No!
Mommy, Gabriel's coming. You have to make up your mind.
There's nothing more to say.
You have to love God.
I love you, Mary.
That isn't enough.
Baby, it's all I have. If life is a gift, if it really is a gift, and there really is a heaven,
There really is a heaven.
then why should I thank him for the gift of so much suffering, Mary? So much pain on the earth that he created. Let me ask him why.
Tell God you love him.
I can't.
If you don't tell God that you love him, you can't go to heaven. Tell God that you love him. Mommy.
No.
Do you see heaven?
Yes.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
Do you know how long you have to stay here?
Yes.
How long?
Forever.
Okay, now wasn't that powerful? That was. I remember sitting in the theater. Those 3 times I was up there. The first time I was in shock, so I couldn't notice much around me. The next 2 times I made it a point to look at the other viewers, the other cinema goers, movie goers around me. A lot of them were men, mostly men, some women, and it surprised me that they were really shaken by this ending. There were a lot of tears, a lot of people with their heads in their hands, trying to make sense of what they just saw. And mind you, now I saw this movie in a town of called Northampton, Massachusetts, which wasn't too far from where I grew up. I grew up in northern Connecticut. Northampton, Amherst, which is right next door, which is where the University of Massachusetts is located, has one of the highest homosexual populations in the country. So this by no means is not a Bible Belt where this movie was showing. And I'm even amazed it showed there. It was an art house theater, and that's probably the only place this movie could be shown. Um, but the impact on these non-Christians was phenomenal. And I think that that's what we have to strive for. It's all well and good to make movies for our fellow brothers and sisters, like Fireproof and Against All Odds, but I think we need to focus on reaching the lost and reaching the people that don't know about God's message, about God's love. And this movie, I feel, accomplished that objective. If you get a chance, rent it out. I think it's on Netflix. Not too many places have it, but it's worth the watch, and I highly recommend it. Well, thanks for listening to me. Thanks for watching me, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.